had 15 years experience in the travel industry before entering the tech space. If you're our age, I'm just assuming what age you are, because these days it's all about millennials, right? They're taking over the world. But you remember the days of carbon copy airline tickets, right? We've come such a long way.
Hello.
And you've been a part of that. Before we talk about the future, what has that journey been like? From carbon copy tickets to where we are today, booking everything through mobile devices, and soon, artificial intelligence.
Is this on? Yep. Good. Well, you're right. I'm definitely not a millennial. I've been around. I've seen a lot. And I've been at Google now and travel for about 12 years. But prior to that, I worked for a large OTA from its infancy when it started for about 8 years. And that's how I got my feet wet in travel. And certainly, you know, back then, that was late 90s. And that was when we were transitioning to hopefully selling airline tickets online, right? And this was a big deal. And I think a lot of people, it's a good analogy, a lot of people, and you can in this room remember, thinking there's no way that'll ever happen. There's no way everyone's gonna give up their paper ticket and wanting to have something. And I think, you know, look, fast forward, now no one even thinks twice about that. And I think that's where we are with a lot of the stuff you're hearing about is, I think a lot of people in the room think there's no way that's going to happen. But if you think back and think of these decade-long transitions that we've had from, you know, the internet to mobile, and now we're saying to machine learning and AI, it will happen. And it is exciting. And I think that it certainly is challenging as well, because like I said in the opening, you know, I think it used to be much simpler, you know, when you didn't have all the choice at your hands. When you just asked one person, they told you this is where you need to go and this is the flight, and you booked it, and now you've got so many choices. It does open up opportunity for everybody, but it also makes it a little bit difficult.
Yeah, for sure. Too much choice. You raised two important points. In the last 2 decades, we've seen two big changes in our lives, internet and the transition from desktop to mobile. It's literally been transformational for everybody in everything that we do. What trends have you noticed emerge from that, particularly as we've transitioned from desktop to mobile, insofar as how people are engaging with tourism and travel?
Well, I think one of the biggest things that we've seen is people's expectations or lack of expectations of how far in advance they need to book or think about travel. It's really changed the way in terms of immediacy people think about travel, whether it's they think they can get a better deal by waiting, certain times that has happened, whether they think that they don't necessarily need to really plan in advance because they know there will be opportunity. So certainly time to book, that has changed dramatically. But I think the options that's opened up also has changed. You know, I think it's the way people use a mobile device has changed how we search for travel. We used to take some time, even if it was that one call, we took some time to think about it. Now we call them micro moments, but it's like everyone's, you know, planning in these just little moments of time wherever you have during the day, picking up your phone and going, oh, I've got 2 seconds to search, I'll take a look now, and then picking it up, and assuming that a seamless experience will happen, that if I pick that up on my desktop, it will pick up where I'm at, or if I go back to my mobile, it'll pick up where I'm at. That's the opportunity. That doesn't always happen today, as you know, but I think that that's really the change that we've seen.
Well, technology has certainly made it so much easier when you are planning a trip, and everything is immediate. How much of an economic catalyst has that been? I mean, do you think that people today, and you've been in the industry pre, you know, the internet and moving on to mobile devices, do you think people are traveling more because technology has made it so much easier, so much cheaper, and so much more enticing?
I would hope so, and I certainly, through this technology, and certainly with this rise, and what I've heard the last couple of days of what's happening in the Asia-Pacific region for sure, is it is definitely creating an opportunity for more travel. And I think if you had asked us, really, what is our main purpose, even at Google, is the end purpose is to make it easier so more people will travel, because I think that's better for everyone in the system, right? If more people are traveling because it's easier to find what you want, that's great for the economy, that's great for everyone involved. And I think that is the idea and the purpose of, I say the purpose, but the evolution of how these devices have changed our world. I would certainly hope and to see, and you know, we've seen great growth over the years, and we've seen new regions open up, and we've seen new destinations open up, and I think that really has been through technology that's made that happen, right? You're now, think of even, we're not talking about this, but another new technology, virtual reality. And And some people think that, oh, well, that could, we get involved with that, then people can experience our destination and never have to come visit. I'm from the complete other side. It's like the more people that it can experience how wonderful you are in their home, the more people you're going to get that want to get on a plane and see it real life. And it's opening up a world that was never there before.
When you look at the fourth industrial revolution and the impact it's having across the tourism and travel industry, in your opinion, do you think that it levels the playing field for all the players and it's win-win for everybody? Because when we're talking about the embracement of technology, it's often not reserved, but it requires huge resources, and big global companies like Google have those resources and can be disruptive. So is there room for the smaller player? How does a smaller player survive and thrive as they embrace the fourth industrial revolution with the travel industry?
I think that there absolutely is an opportunity for the smaller player, simply because, I think certainly when it comes from what we look at doing at Google and how we focus how we develop products, we really want, a experience, a shopping experience that it's inclusive, that really includes everything that's out there. And if you talk about everything that's out there because you want to make choice, that's large and small. Now, when it comes to resources, I get this all the time because we work with large and small advertisers in the travel sphere, and many times, small say, we just don't have the resources to help fix our mobile site and things like that. And our answer to them is partner with people. So I think that you'll see a lot more partnering with larger players to make sure that you can get these things done so you can actually compete on a level playing field. But I think that there is many people out there that are wanting to help small and large compete in this new world, that's aided by technology, where you can find a small bed and breakfast in some small island off of Thailand or something, whereas you never could before. So I think it's really opened the opportunity for that owner of that bed and breakfast to actually reach a new audience that they never would before.
Right. Yeah. Artificial intelligence is a big buzzword. Mitch Young was talking about it, and it's a big priority in Google. It's a big priority for many massive American technology companies. How do you see the evolution of artificial intelligence? How early are we in the days of its development, and how far will it take us in the travel industry?
Well, I mean, I said it before. I certainly believe we're in very, very, very early days, that we're just starting to utilize this technology and understand the power of what it can actually do for us and really help us make better decisions, help travelers make better decisions. And I do think it's going to come down to those better decisions are really going to be more personalized decisions and recommendations based on what you, Adam, like to do. It's interesting because you take lots of trips, right? But you take lots of different trips. You're going to take work trips, you're going to take family trips, you're going to take trips with your partners, you're going to take trips with your buddies, you're going to take, every time you want a more relevant, personalized recommendation of what to do. And I think, in the travel space, through AI and machine learning, that's where we're going to see really wonderful results. Right. And I don't, again, believe that reduces the number of trips. I only think that increases the number of trips, because if you are better served up the opportunities for you and what you can do, the more you're willing to take advantage of that.
Well, it sounds like a tremendous opportunity, but it's also a challenge. The other side of the coin is, and from the early days of carbon copy tickets, we've come such a long way. We book tickets without any sort of human interaction. We check in the airports to some extent without human interaction, even go through immigration, put our luggage in, and soon one day we'll be in autonomous flights and maybe cars and checking into hotels with AI robots at the receptions. Doesn't that take away the sort of human element? And I think the big question that everybody's wondering about is, how can the industry transition for that? Because it sounds like it's going to be a huge impediment for jobs.
Well, hopefully not. I mean, I think that there will be some jobs that change and evolve, and I think that will involve all of us in retraining and rechanging how we think about what jobs are available and what jobs are like. When you think about travel, though, it really is about the experience, the overall experience, and a seamless experience, but it's also, a personal experience. And when I say personal in this manner, I mean personal, face-to-face meeting people. And I think there'll always be in the travel sector, everything cannot go completely robotic, because you're going to want that warm greeting at some point in time. Now, sometimes I think about it, I'm tired on a trip, I don't want to check into the front desk of a hotel. I would rather just know that my my phone can be used as my key, and I can go straight to the room when I'm tired, and through everything they know I'm tired and I was late, and they send up some food. How great would that be? But sometimes you just want to talk to somebody and rant at the front desk because you have had a hard trip and you just want to say, hey, acknowledge me and I had a hard trip. And I don't think that's ever going to go away. And I think we're all in the hospitality space. We're going to make sure that that continues to happen. And many times a robot cannot do that.
Yeah, sure. To Google, of course, is a huge company. For the rest of the industry out there, how should companies approach innovation and plan for the future with the fourth industrial revolution?
2 words, or maybe this is 3, test and learn, test and learn. And that's, Google is based on that, is don't be afraid to test and learn and try new things. Utilize some of the open source products that are out there to help you, when it comes to mobile, test and learn on your mobile site what's happening. I think that's how you're going to win, is testing and learning in this new world. And I think that's what Google does really well. We test and learn and we fail fast. Not everything works at Google. I think sometimes think, oh, it's Google. I'm like, I'm sure you can all name a few products that haven't worked at Google. But that doesn't prevent us from moving forward. We learn from that, and we try to take the learnings and then evolve and throw something else out there, and hopefully it sticks. And I think everyone in this room, regardless of what size you are, can take that mentality to your workforce and say, this is how we need to evolve in this world of technology and in travel and what's changing, and let's just make sure that we stay on top of it.
And that brings me to my final question today. With technology, we've seen huge disruption across so many industries. Google started out as an internet search giant and has ventured into so many areas and been disruptive in so many areas, including the travel industry. What can we expect from Google in 2018 in that respect? Because you're probably competing with a few people in this room.
Well, hopefully we're a good partner with most people in this room, and we're providing great leads for all of you in whatever you're doing. But I think you're going to continue to see in the travel us really focus on those areas of providing better answers to travelers. And like I said earlier, we really want to do a better job in all phases of the journey, whether it's the dreaming phase, and we've got destinations on Google which helping you make a better decision on where you should go. Whether it's booking and through the Google Flights or hotel ads, we're going to get better and better at that. Through that app I talked about, we're working on that, and hopefully, in 2018, going to include some more additions to the product there. And I think you'll just see us continue to work on that and really focus on how do we get that better. At the end of the day, and backing up, is we're in the answering questions business. And again, we want more people to travel, and if we can actually provide better answers to make it easier and make a more seamless experience for everybody here and all of your potential partners, and at the same time provide better qualified leads to all of our partners here, I think we all win, because in the end we get more people traveling, is what we all want. They're having better experiences, and we're all doing better on our own businesses. So you'll see us continue to push down that.
Look forward to it. Rob, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank everyone.
Thank you.